What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Maverick Postgame. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we've got another full show for you as baseball opens their season with decisive wins.
And women's basketball clinches the first playoff spot.
Also, a sneak peek at the long-awaited CMU ice hockey game, Pink the Rink. All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Jordan Browning.
And I'm Paul Irvine.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, I am Paul Irvine.
And I'm Jordan Browning. Let's jump right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place over the past week here at CMU. Picked to win the RMAC for the 14th straight season, the Mavericks baseball team headed to California this past weekend to open their season with 4 back-to-back games. Currently ranked 9th in the National Collegiate Basketball Writers Association preseason poll, the Mavs took on the Cal Poly Pomona Broncos with split results. The Broncos, having played 3 games prior to facing CMU, were undefeated going into Friday's game. Hitting first, the Mavs sent up right batter Tate Blassie. After 1 ball and 1 strike, Blassie was hit by the pitch and awarded first base. Blassie then continued to advance to second base and steal third, but he was unfortunately not given enough time to score as CMU struck out and the team switched sides. Starting at the pitch for the Mavericks was right-handed pitcher Liam Hohenstein. Hohenstein throwing 8 straight balls to 2 hitters, letting them walk, and failing to strike out their third batter resulted in the first score by the Broncos. The Mavericks continued to struggle to convert until it was the top of the 8th, and the Cal Poly Pomona had already put up 4 points. It was once again Tate Blassie who was hit by the pitch and senior Colby Felix who drove the ball into center field, allowing Blassie to score. This would be the one and only time the Mavericks would score in this game, leaving their season opener with a loss. But perhaps this was the motivation the RMAC winners needed to lock into the 3 games that they had this weekend. They shut out the Broncos in an 8-0 scoring game the next morning and 10-3 game the next day as well. Of the 4 games, the team split wins evenly, going 2 for 2. For their most recent victory, 10-3, the Mavericks put in double the amount of hits than the Broncos, had 6 RBI, hit 2 home runs, and stole 2 bases. On the pitching side, winning pitcher transfer Rafa Espinoza and the rest of the CMU pitching side made 0 errors and got 8 strikeouts. The Mavericks will now return home to host their home opening games against Quincy on Friday at 2 p.m.
Ranked 4th in the nation, the Mesa women's basketball team has been steady on the court all season, remaining completely undefeated in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, going into this weekend's Denver road trip. The first stop for the Mavs was the heart of Denver to face the Metropolitan State University Roadrunners. Scoring an impressive 36 points in just the first 12 minutes, the Mavs were on an unstoppable streak, not allowing the Roadrunners to get ahead even once in the game. After CMU duo Olivia Reed-Thine and Mason Rowland put up a combined 46 points, the Mavs came away with their 20th straight victory, 78-48. Other impressive finishes came from the freshman guard, Haley Clark, who was 1 away from her career record points with 17 in the Metro game. Next, the Mavericks headed a little north to Regis University to take on the Rangers in another 30-plus point game. The Rangers, only taking 1 conference win this late in the season, tied their season low in points with the Mavericks dominating 67-36. Again, your top point scorers for the Mavs were Reed-Thine and Rowland, as they combined for 44 points this game. This win not only meant their 21st straight victory, but the official clinching of the RMAC playoff spots, the first in conference. If women continue this trajectory, they will host the RMAC championship with potentially some NCAA regional games as well. As a team, the Mavericks led all percentages, going just under 50% for total field goals and going over 60% for free throws. The Mavs also made more roundabouts and less turnovers with the regular season nearing a close. The Mavericks will return home for some of the last home games of the season on Thursday and Friday. Good luck to the Mavs.
The CMU club hockey team is having their annual Pink the Rink hockey game this weekend to promote cancer awareness and raise money for Grand Valley Oncology. Here's a little sneak peek of what's happening this weekend and how you can support this local cause.
The event we have coming up is the 9th annual CMU Hockey Pink the Rink, where we raise money for this year the Community Hospital Oncology Program. So every penny is donated to that program to help local cancer patients. My captains and I decided we wanted to do a big charity event and we wanted it to stay local. So we chose a local, regional cancer center because cancer affects all genders, all people. It's not specifically breast cancer, it's all cancers that affect, men, women, children. So we wanted the money to stay local, so we started Pink the Rink 10 years ago, and it's just grown ever since.
For the players, I think a lot of it is just tabling and going out there and trying to sell t-shirts and just trying to raise awareness for the game and the event. And obviously the event itself brings a lot of people in and brings a lot of money to the charity event.
Over the 8 previous years, we've raised over $200,000. So I'm very proud of the players, both past and obviously present, for their philanthropic activities and a big commitment with their free time.
We try to beat our record every year, so it's always just about raising as much as we can to give back.
Last year we raised almost $37,000, which was a record, and the year before was $32,000, which was a record. So every year we raise more money, and we've won the National Community Service Award from the American Collegiate Hockey Association 4 times. We've won the Congressional Community Service Award from the federal government, from U.S. Congress, for our charity work.
It's really a special feeling. It's something I'll always remember, So seeing a sea of people coming out to support us and support their own community, it's really special.
It's a pretty special night for the players, so I know they'll come ready to play and work hard, and I'm pretty sure we'll be successful with both the charity part and the score at the end of the game.
Thank you, Wiley, for that video. The annual CMU Pink the Rink game is this Sunday, February 15th at 4:30 p.m. Show up and support your Mavericks and this wonderful cause. Don't forget to wear your shirts, and if you can't make it in person, your very own CMU-TV team will be live streaming the game right here on our YouTube channel.
Hosting senior night here at CMU, the men's and women's wrestling teams took on the Chardon State Eagles for the final regular season matchups of the year. Starting with the number 7 ranked women, the Mavs had 9 seniors competing in the championship. For the seniors, Bella Morales, Selena Preston, Kimberly Carlin, number 6 ranked Jaylene Sikota, and Isabella Cruz, all won in their respective bouts. Other winners for the Mavs were number 3 ranked Mia Zungina, Andrea Gomez, number 4 Lorena Prestewa, and number 9 Gretchen Donnelly. As a team, the Mavericks took 9 of the 11 duels and took the senior night victory over the Eagles 34-12. The women will now head to Missouri to compete in the NCAA regional tournament. As for the number 22 ranked men, both seniors Gabriel Carranza and Ruben Samuelson also took wins over the Eagles, but for the team, they were not so successful. Losing 22-12, the Mavericks still put up a good fight over a 17th ranked Nebraska team. The men will close out their season this Friday in Gunnison at the Western Colorado. Good luck to all of our Mavs.
Ranked 14th nationally to start their season, the Mesa men's lacrosse team headed to Alamosa to take on the number 20 ranked Rockhurst Hawks. Going into the game, the Mavs were picked first to win the RMAC championships and were ranked above the Hawks in the preseason polls. The Mavericks also had 5 preseason all-RMAC team picks, which is the most selected from a single school in the poll. Maverick senior Dylan Pless was one of the names picked for the all-RMAC team, and he scored 15 of the 17 games last year. Pless would continue his streak in this ranked game, as not only did he record back-to-back 24-second goals in the game, but tacked on one more to secure the first hat trick of the season and his 4th as a Maverick. 4 other Mavericks would put up goals, and other all-RMAC pick goalie Shaden Shields would hold up in the goal for 11 saves, giving the Mavericks the season opener win 9-7. The Mavs will next begin conference play this Saturday as they return to Alamosa to play the Adams State Grizzlies. Good luck to our Mavs.
Also, starting their season on the road was the CMU softball team as they headed to Southern California for 8 games last week. First batting in the season opener, the Mavs took on Azusa Pacific in their Wednesday doubleheader. Azusa Pacific, having opened their season a week prior with 3 wins and 1 loss, were a little more practice and a little more solid on the mound as they took both games of the doubleheader. The Mavs gave up 6 free passes and 4 errors in the first game, ultimately leading to their loss. They attempted to change the tide in the next game, going 4-0 in the first 2 innings, but were outbatted when the Cougars scored 6 unanswered runs. For the next couple of days, the girls would face nationally ranked opponents and put up good efforts to start the season. After 8 games on the first Pacific Coast, the Mavs came back 1-7 on their win, came from a shutout against Cal State San Bernardino. Scoring the Mavs was Olivia Letson, Paige Pierce, Molly Magana, and Dakota DiPaola. Magana, a freshman joining the squad for the first time, hit her first Colgate home run in the game, earning her spot on the all-tournament team. The Mavericks next play in Denver in a couple of weeks, facing the Regis Rangers for their RMAC opener.
Now that we have recapped some of the action, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Dylan Pless of the men's lacrosse team. Pless, having scored his 4th career hat trick in this team's season opening game, has set the precedent for what will likely be an impressive final season. For the past 2 years, Pless has been named to the first All-RMAC team and the RMAC All-Academic Honor Roll. He was also a United States Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association Honorable Mention for the 2025 season. The senior has only been improving, scoring his last 3 hat tricks across the last season and this one. Last year, he scored 24 goals on the season, and this year he'll be looking to break that record. Us here at Maverick Postgame will be tracking his accomplishments across the season.
Congratulations, Dylan, for your outstanding performance. You are our Maverick of the Week. Now it is time for some of the closing statements.
My closing thoughts are on the huge opening weekend we had in Maverick Athletics. With baseball, softball, and men's lacrosse all kicking off their seasons this episode, it is just the start of what is sure to be an action-packed spring season.
My closing thoughts are on the CMU swim and dive team who are hosting the RMAC Championships right here in Grand Junction as we speak. For a little sneak peek of what next week's episode will be filled with, CMU swimmers have already broken school records and taken several wins in the pool. Be sure to tune in next week where we will unpack all the championship stats and wins on Maverick Postgame.
Now that we have wrapped up all the action from the past week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Jordan Browning.
And I've been Paul Irvine.
Be sure to check out our YouTube, Colorado Mesa TV, for more games and updates. We'll see you next time for an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a most amazing day.